Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot with my puffy face. So I've got a terrible sinus infection, but I'm still going to do this video. It is for Chloe Dancer. She had a request to do a reading on Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. And I just so happened to, not long ago, buy from Parisi Studios. I will put a link to this in the description, the Classic Rock Tarot. Specifically to do Kurt Cobain reading. So this is a topic that a lot of people have been asking me about on the channel, and I wanted to get a deck that would do it justice. So sorry, my hair is right in my eye. So we're going to do the Classic Rock Tarot. There's great characters in this deck. It reads a little bit differently than other decks. I do love it. And I don't use it on my channel quite enough. So Chloe, this one's for you. I'm going to try to answer all your questions that were in the comments that you made on my, it was a mixtape Johnny Depp clip that I did. So be right back. Again, it's Annabelle from Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years, and I'll be right back in about 30 seconds. Welcome back, Tarot fam, and welcome back, Chloe. This one's for you. I'm also going to comment in your comment with a link to this video, so you get to see it. You'll be able to link it right away. So first question, well, I'm going to read all her questions. So she asked, can I look into Courtney's energy and if she had true intentions with her relationship with Kurt? I think that is timeline-wise going to be the first question. And also, was Kurt faithful to Courtney? Because she read a story about someone who claimed to be the last person to sleep with Kurt. He was involved with groupies. And was Courtney faithful to Kurt as well? There's a commotion about her and Billy Corrigan of Smashing Pumpkins. So I am going to refer everyone to the documentary Soaked in Bleach. Actually is really illuminating about a lot of topics within this. So I also had some people ask about his daughter Frances Bean and the guitar. I don't know, was that I don't know if that was you, Chloe, but we're going to address that in a different one, because there was a whole commotion with Frances Bean's husband and the guitar, Kurt's guitar, and I think he had Kurt's sweater from MTV Unplugged. I think there was some business about that. So let's answer these questions. And Chloe, thank you so much for making the request. I'm going to put this up, I guess, on June 1st. It'll be June 1st? June 1st. Yeah, June 1st. So it's Saturday, June 1st. I'm recording it on the 31st. So let's bring up that card view. And as always, thanks so much for being here. You guys are my favorite part of the day, and you make this all go well for me. So I'm going to move the box over so before I knock it on the floor. So, all right, kids, let's do this. So first question, let's look at what Courtney's intentions were getting involved with Kurt Cobain. There was somewhat of a romantic view of the legacy of Sid and Nancy with Courtney Love. Look, one of my cards was upside down. Oh, look, oddly enough, it was Dave Grohl. So we got some Dave Grohl energy happening there. So she had a like certain romanticism about Sid and Nancy. Those of you that are too young to know who Sid and Nancy are, Sid was the bass player, I use that term lightly, of the Sex Pistols. He really couldn't play, described by Malcolm McLaren, the great late Malcolm McLaren, who was a mercenary in every sense of the word. A fabulous disaster was Sid Vicious. So Courtney Love, her dad was a one of the managers, one of the early managers for the Grateful Dead. So she did have some roots in the music industry, in in a very legacy music industry. So at a very young age, she did move out of the country and was earning money in a variety of ways. So, not to be judgmental, she was dancing, she was doing some other things. Um, so, going back to Seattle at the dawn of grunge, and to be sure, guys, I was well aware of the birth of grunge. I was, in college in my early 20s when grunge kind of took hold. So, um, I do think that that was a wave of music that we saw coming. It was kind of the antidote to the hair metal and glam metal that we saw in the 80s. It really was a timely birth of some really, really great music. But let's see what her intentions were. Now I read this deck totally upright. You'll see why when I drop the card. So her intention, eight of cups. We've got Eric Clapton there. We're going to come down a little bit so you guys can really appreciate that. Eric Clapton, 8 of cups. We've got Elvis Presley, King of Swords. Roger Daltrey, 9 of Wands. Brian May, Ace of Wands. And Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick, if you're not aware of who he is, which is the 5 of Wands. We'll have one dominant energy here. Temperance, Paul McCartney. And under the surface, we're going to have John Bonham, 2 of Wands. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. So John Bonham with this 2 of Wands, what this is coming together. So she did have intentions of being a person of note, a musician of note, a celebrity of note. She had intentions of that. That was the goal. The goal was to be famous, to be wealthy, and to do so through a creative means. So yes, if not Kurt Cobain, it would have been someone else of note in the industry who was performing, possibly in Seattle, possibly it could have been someplace else. She just happened to land in Seattle. Up here, the dominant energy. So when we get temperance, even though this card is in the upright, we can get the extremes of behavior. We can get, I don't want to say, bipolar or manic depressive or anything like that, but we can get extreme. So we can get having a great time, and then these really low dropouts. Now, given the admitted substance abuse that she did, we do have, admission of that. This doesn't surprise me because we would be well, we would be high. We would be well, we would be high. So, well and high, and then low and sick. Well and high, and then low and sick. So we would have that. So the temperance of that is really riding the wave to get to this. In her estimation, and in that, those of you that don't have any experience in the world of music, there is a lot of that. When musicians are on tour, and my ex-husband remains a big player in the music industry. You're high energy at the venue, doing your best, giving 150%, and then you're on the bus riding for 12, 14 hours, sitting there twiddling your thumbs, taking substances to just sleep through the ride. They are extremes of intensity. So it's really, really intense and then really not intense. So, this does not surprise me in a rock and roll reading. So as far as what she was doing here, the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is grabbing for that brass ring. It is leaving one thing, leaving a situation, moving on, trying to get to the next gold. So we are brass ringing through our whole lives, like just kind of monkey barring from one brass ring to the next, leveling up. This is trading up, accomplishing something, moving on to the next thing. Or the King of Swords, absolutely, by all accounts, Courtney Love is extraordinarily bright. Extremely bright. It's my understanding that she does have a genius IQ. I'm not surprised because some of our creative geniuses are extremely bright, even if they do seem like Sid Vicious, a fabulous disaster. I'm not saying Sid Vicious was a genius. I don't think he was. I think he was a little bit of a dull guy, but this does not surprise me. I did expect something like this or Queen of Swords to come up. I expected this. The King of Swords, a little bit different from our Queen of Swords because he is really driving the bus, driving the decisions, making things happen. So if we're monkey barring from one amazing thing to the next, trying to level up, it's done with this craftiness of mind with that King of Swords. I want you to keep that in mind. Then we get the Nine of Wands, which is Roger Daltrey, adorable. This is being very guarded. So, the Nine of Wands, we are defending our position at all times. We are standing back, defending our position, keeping the wolves at bay, but still in the battle. Well, in the war, not in the battle. We're taking a sojourn from the battle or sojourn from the war, but we have beaten the battle. We've already won the battle, and we're going to stand back and keep those wolves at bay. So I think this is a lot of hiding the true self here. I do think that the Courtney Love that we see on parade, if you will, is very much a character. But we see this in the music industry, and we see this in Hollywood all the time. I really did like the Courtney Love that was the actress when she did The People versus Larry Flint. I thought she was tremendous in that role. It was a very outlandish role. She played Althea, Larry Flint's wife. And I think she was dating Edward Norton at that point, which I thought was a curious pairing, but nonetheless, I think Edward Norton's adorable. I oddly just found out he's like dated everybody in Hollywood. Did not know that. So, not presenting the true self, I think, is a normal thing for someone in Hollywood or for someone in the industry. I do think that that's completely normal. So then we go over to our Ace of Wands, Brian May. So getting into this situation, I don't want to say calculating because this doesn't feel like she was calculating. She was looking for a spouse that she could walk through a rock and roll life with. So again, if not Kurt Cobain, somebody else would have been in her sights. And I don't think it was, a manipulation or a manifestation. I think she was looking for that puzzle piece that was going to fit with her goals or align with her goals or someone that she could bring along with her on her goals. Hang on, because I'm fueled by Duncan. Oh, so good. It's probably like 80,000 grams of sugar, but whatever, when in Rome. So so I do think that, the meeting of Kurt Cobain was an excellent moment to have someone who shared a vocation, who was of the caliber of where she wanted to get to. And that's the thing. You're not going to date the local bass player from some crummy band that plays at a local bar if you want to have this kind of a reality later. You're going to date the hotshot in the industry at the time, and that was Kurt Cobain. So it makes a lot of sense that she zeroed in on him. And come on, let's face it, he was very cute and he was extremely talented. Looked very broken. He was kind of like a little puppy that you could take care of. So then we move on to the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is working together for the goal, but it's also chaos. We're also very chaotic in the Five of Wands. It's fire energy that is burning out of control. We stamp it out in one spot, it flares up in another. We stamp it out in one spot, it flares up in another. So this really makes sense. This is very much the Sid and Nancy rock and roll kind of lifestyle that she wanted. This is really crafted in that way. And when we talk about manifestation and when we talk about manifesting those lives that we want, if we idolize Sid and Nancy and the chaos, and to be sure, Sid Vicious was 21 years old when he died, and Nancy Spungen, his girlfriend, was 19. And we are still talking about them to this day. So they did go out in a blaze of glory. And if you ever want to know more about them, you can watch the movie Sid and Nancy. Chloe Webb and Gary Oldman play them. John Lydon, Johnny Rotten has decried the film and says it's nothing like that. It was a lot of creative liberty was taken, but it does give you a sense of this kind of rock and roll lifestyle that we were trying to achieve in the Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain union. Let's put it that way. So, were her intentions really true? Were they really true? This was, kind of the storybook version carved on the back of a bathroom stall and CBGBs. It's kind of the storybook version. I shouldn't have said CBGBs. I should have said City Gardens in Trenton, New Jersey. All my New Jersey people know what I'm talking about. Trenton, New Jersey. So City Gardens was the New Jersey punk rock club that I started going to at about 13 years old with my friend Zipperhead Steve. I'm still friends with him to this day, and saw tons of bands there. I can't even say how many bands I saw there. But it was kind of like our version of CBGBs here in New Jersey. I did go to CBGBs a lot, though. So, all right, were the intentions true? Did she really have true intentions? We got High Priestess, Stevie Nicks. There's our manifestation card. That's really trying to manifest. We've got Kirk Hammett with the Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, Phil Lynott, and Gene Simmons, the Devil. And I forgot Peter Frampton, who's the Knight of Pentacles here. So were her intentions true? We've got Seven of Pentacles with Nikki Sixx there, and the Knight of Cups with Eddie Van Halen. So underneath the surface, absolutely, she did have feelings for him. How could she not? We're going to say that. The top card, the dominant energy, though, with that Six of Pentacles, is I'm going to help you manage your career so that you can make as much money as possible. You are a gold mine. I am going to help you. So were her intentions true? Yes, I do think she loved him, but I do think she saw potential in him to earn money to get to that place that she wanted to get to. Over here, the High Priestess, this is about infusing someone with our will and our manifestation, but I don't want to say it in that way because it sounds kind of terrible. But when we really like someone, when we want to be with someone, we do infuse them with that energy. We do kind of pass that on to them. We want them to feel us. You can have that kind of psychic bond, and you start to get that after you date or live with someone or marry someone for any length of time. So the Knight of Swords, she wanted to be the brains of the operation. She said, I will take care of this. Again, echoing this Seven of Pentacles. I'm going to help you earn the money that you deserve. The Knight of Pentacles also is, I'm going to earn money too. We're going to do this together. We're going to be fabulous rock stars together. And the Seven of Cups, Phil Lynott, this is everything is, we have a lot of different ways that we can go. Unfortunately, we have a Devil card there, which is characterization of attachment, substance abuse, that kind of stuff. So I do think that there was a certain attraction to the substance abuse. And when people are opiate users in couples, I'm not an addiction specialist or anything like that. But I do know when there's opiate use and you're in a couple, you kind of have to break up to get sober. Like you just have to. It's just too easy. It's too hard to do it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it is possible, but I'm just saying I know that it's very, very difficult. So, were the intentions true? Yes, I do think that she had very true intentions toward him. I don't think that she connected with him to burn him out and, kind of blow him up and be his widow. I don't think she did that. But I do think that there were a lot of factors in there that she did want to be a manager of their lives, of their professional lives, which is, I'm going to say it, it's admirable. I don't think that she's a dumb businesswoman. I really don't. So what else? Was Kurt faithful to Courtney? Now, I love this because in the documentary Soaked in Bleach, there is a reference to him reaching out, Kurt Cobain reaching out to their attorney and asking to have Courtney removed from his will. This is just prior to when he passed away. And there is also a report in Soaked in Bleach of her calling same attorney and saying, find me the meanest divorce lawyer you can. The MFer is cheating on me. So let's see. Was he cheating on her? And let me know in the comments how you like this deck. How do you like the deck? Ace of Wands, Brian May. Zach Wilde, Strength card. Rick Nielsen, Five of Wands. There's that Chaos card again. We'll probably see that a lot. Robert Plant, Seven of Swords. Mick Jagger, the Emperor. Elvis Presley, King of Swords. Sorry, guys. Three of Wands, Steve Harris. Ace of Wands is a highly potent and sexual card. The Mick Jagger card, also highly potent and sexual. The Seven of Swords indicates shadiness and lying. The Strength card is patience. So, and the Five of Wands is chaos. So this shows me that likely there was a dalliance that was of more substance than just a one-night stand, hanging out with a gal or hanging out with a groupie. This really indicates that there was more of a relationship that was going on there and that it was hidden. A lot of ups and downs. I'm going to pause myself for a second, guys. Just give me a second. We're going to pause. And I'm back. It's like magic. That pause like barely even happened, right? You didn't even notice it. So I do think that there was more than a dalliance, probably a relationship. I don't see the gal here. So that means that she was well concealed. The chaos of having more than one lady in his life, even if he was just fighting with Courtney. They did have a child in common. They were married. They did have a child in common. I do think that there was a lot of issues here. Under the surface, there were Three of Wands. Three people involved. So, he was really trying to balance that. When we get the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands, we're really trying to balance, trying to figure out which direction we're going. King of Swords, he had made decisions. So let's pull and see what those decisions were. High Priestess, going with his higher mind. Spinal Tap, Three of Cups. He wanted to be happy. And the Four of Cups, Metallica. So he was thinking his way out of this situation, out of the marriage, into another relationship. Kudos to him for keeping it quiet, but that drama, it's gonna run with you. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna see if Courtney was faithful at that time. Was she being faithful at that time? And this is pulling the question directly from Chloe Dancer. See, did another grunge reference there. Loved Mother Love Bone. I absolutely loved Mother Love Bone. We got Ronnie James Dio, who is the King of Wands. We have the Three of Wands again with Steve Harris. There's three of us in this room. And the Nine of Pentacles, Billy Gibbons, hiding that behind the scenes. Randy Rhodes, Ace of Swords. And Rob Zombie, Judgments. 1965. Yeah. Five of Swords on the top. And Nine of Wands on the bottom. Roger Daltrey. So unfortunately, this looks like there was a lot going on there. So King of Wands, that is, I don't think that this is Billy Corrigan. I think that is her. I think she was I think she remains a very, even though she's a woman of age like me, I think she is a fairly sexual, intense person. So this is sexual intensity. The Three of Wands, yeah, we're looking at another another player has entered the ring. This Nine of Pentacles, it was well kept secret. So not something that was out in the open. She wasn't flashing it around. She wasn't foolish about it. She wasn't letting anyone see what was going on. So I do think that was kept very, very quiet. The Five of Swords, absolutely, she was looking to get a divorce attorney, get the thing done. The timing of this is just a little bit either unfortunate or odd. So the Ace of Swords, that's her cutting off the marriage, just being done with the marriage, and judging the entire situation, trying to weigh in how she's going to behave. With that Nine of Wands underneath, she was covering her tracks very, very well. So I do think both of them were kind of done with. So let's take a look at what went wrong with the relationship. What went wrong here? If that's the direct, and I dropped Pat Benatar. I'll let you guys see her, Pat Benatar. Oh, Pat Benatar, there she is. She is the Justice card. So let's see what went wrong with this relationship. What went wrong? Oh, Freddie Mercury, Queen of Swords, right? Queen of Swords. And we've got the Magician, Jimi Hendrix. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. King of Cups. The Empress is Janis Joplin. Ooh, and my favorite Bon Scott, who is the Nine of Cups, the Wish card. So what went wrong? I'm going to answer that with what went right. So what went right with these two? They were the it couple of grunge, that they were. And what happened was they just got too big for the relationship. Her album with Hole, Live Through This, oddly named, with him passing away just before the release of it. And there are some suggestions that Kurt Cobain, helped her with the writing of that. I'm not surprised. I'm not going to vilify anybody for that, because if you're a songwriter, your husband's a songwriter, you're working on things, he's going to say, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you add this? Why don't you do that? There are, you're going to influence each other no matter what. Shelley and Mary Shelley, like, Percy Shelley and Mary Shelley. Come on, like, they were talking about stuff together. So I think that the relationship, it was a king and queen of grunge, and their individual careers just got too big for the relationship. You just get too big. We've got Jim Morrison down here, the King of Cups, Ace of Cups. There was a point where the relationship split, and we get that in this Neil Young Two of Pentacles, where they split. The Nine of Cups is mission accomplished. That's our wish card with Bon Scott. Oh my God, look at how cute he is. I love Bon Scott. Oh, he is my favorite. We get what we want. We've achieved this pinnacle of success. We've achieved this, growth and development with this Empress card. We've created, look at how cute Janis Joplin is too. We have created the life that Courtney was manifesting. I don't know if Kurt was manifesting it, but Courtney certainly was. We've created that life. We've achieved it. And so now it's time to split. By sheer will, with Freddie Mercury here, the Queen of Swords, and the Magician, who is our manifester supreme. By combining those two things, our manifesting, our spirit making things happen, and our mind making things happen, we've created this amazing life. And then we have to go our separate ways, because it basically, we just ran out of steam together. So that is really where I see the whole situation with them. So there's tons more that we could read on these two, but this reading has already run 32 minutes, and I don't want to keep going, because I don't want you guys to have to do an hour-long video. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this rock and roll classic rock tarot. I absolutely love this. I'm going to put a link in here. I do want to interview the artist for this, and when I purchased the deck, I'd asked him, but I'd like to do the interview on PNR, our Psychic News Report channel, because I just think it would be great over there to have another interview. We're trying to fill up content on there and do some interesting things, and I want to keep like my fun readings and being a little goofy over onto this channel. I was doing some more serious news things on here, but I want to keep this just kind of casual and fun, and give you guys an idea of how I do my professional readings for you, which, by the way, still having a sale Saturday, 20% off on all of my readings. Or I shouldn't say that, 20% off on my hour-long reading. And if you would like to book one, you can go to the link down below. I'm going to post this video up bright and early on Saturday morning. So if you'd like, hopefully there's still some time open for you. And if there's not, you can always email me at FortuneCookiesTarot@gmail.com, and I will see if I can carve out some time. Unfortunately, Sunday is totally taken care of. I've got Sunday totally booked up, and parts of Saturday are booked up. So if you do want to get a reading at a discounted rate, please make sure you get in there and you schedule one right away. I will have some more sales throughout the summer, I think. So make sure that you get in on this. All right. I'm sorry. Hopefully my sinus infection will be clearing up, so you get a great reading from me. You get a great reading, even though I'm, a little congested. So thanks so much for watching. Chloe, thanks for the suggestion. This was really fun. It's a reading I've been meaning to do for some time, so I appreciate you throwing the comments in there. If any of you want to see more on Kurt and Courtney, or on Nirvana or Dave Grohl or anything like that, just comment down below, and I will do my best to do some follow-up readings on this with the Classic Rock Tarot, because it's really cool. I like this deck. So I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Be sure you like, share, and subscribe.